Hi, Kim.
Okay.
Are you ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
Right. You've had a busy day at work, haven't you?
Yes. Just
I've
got
had a
in.
busy
Yeah.
day in the sun. Oh, it's melting over here. And you're
Lovely.
over there.
Yeah. Drizzly and cool and cold and getting into September damp. Lovely.
No, it's still sunny and hot and
Yeah.
you
I'm
know here.
jealous. I'm jealous.
Anyway, this isn't a weather forecast. We better get on with it. Right. This is the Carol Everett Healing Sanctuary again. And tonight, the theme is what actually happens in here. What happens in here that you can benefit from? What happens for you to realize that you are actually getting something from this sanctuary? What you do, what you feel, what is the best way actually for you to utilize all this energy that I've been collecting all my life. So
Mm.
I'm going to explain a few things, not in technical jargon, because I don't know technical jargon, but it doesn't matter. I used to spend ages. I used to get something with my gut instinct, a medical thing or something that was going on in the world. And then I used to spend ages trying to find it. Sometimes I couldn't find it. Sometimes I had to wait and then it would come up at a later date. But it always ended up that what I thought with my gut instinct was right.
Yeah.
So now I just think, if I say, oh, you know what? No, I don't feel I want to go there. Or no, I don't want to talk to that person. Oh, they're all right, Carol. Why don't you want to talk to them? No, not for me. I don't want to. Or I might want to talk to somebody and they say, what are you talking to them for? And I go, because I like talking to them, and that's it. And so now I just totally go with it. And
Yes.
that way you keep the flow going. What is good for you? What
Yes.
is meant for you?
Yes.
Not what other people
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
it's
That's what.
what you feel.
Yes.
Because I think people have lost that strength inside themselves
Yeah.
to go with that gut instinct.
Yes. They're too afraid of doing something wrong or being criticized.
Yeah, and they're
Or,
so, they're going so much by what other people say.
yes.
There's no going with the flow. I call it sniffing the winds.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you know, I go,
Yeah.
I've been sniffing the winds and I think this.
Yes.
Well, I'm sniffing the winds. I've been sniffing the winds today. And I think more people, if their gut instincts were becoming stronger, their life, their life actually would also, with their instincts being stronger, what was right for them and what wasn't, I think they would get the better quality of life.
Yes.
And when I used to do the live readings, people say, why don't you do them anymore? Well, because I moved on from that. It's always about moving on and helping people as much as I could. And I thought health is more important than anything. Because if you
Yes.
haven't got your health,
Well, that's why I went into this work years ago because I thought, exactly, if you haven't got your health, you've got nothing. You can have 5 cars, 3 houses, and if you've not got the health to enjoy them, then it's meaningless.
yeah, what
Yeah,
is it?
yeah,
What is it if you haven't got your health? So
yeah,
that is why I went into the health. But I still get asked now, or every day or every week, somebody's saying, oh, why don't you do those readings anymore?
yeah,
They were so helpful. And I'm thinking now I found a way to incorporate everything so that I can help everybody with the energy in here, with everything.
yes,
I asked for something. I said, what can I do to help people with everything to help themselves?
yes,
That's what I asked for. And that's what I asked for
yeah,
ages ago now. I said, what can I do? What can I do? because I like helping people to help themselves and inspire
Yeah.
them. And
Yes.
so this then become the reality.
Yes.
So where I go with my mind, I go off with my mind and I draw all the energy in, and then I fill it all up here for everyone to utilize for whatever they want it for. You
Yeah.
know, I very often get a text saying, "Oh, I'm not really sure what to do. Should I do this or do that?" And I go, "Look, you know what? Sit in the sanctuary, ask the questions in your mind, whatever comes into your mind the first thing in the morning, not when you've dissected it.
Yeah.
That's what to, and then,
Yes.
and I said, and when you start getting the confidence in yourself, write it down. I said, and you'll start getting confidence then in your own self.
Yes. Because the inner body knows often.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we quite often know, don't we? I mean,
Yeah.
you must have done it, and I'm sure I have. No, I have. I've thought, you know what, I shouldn't really be doing this. I shouldn't. I don't. And then, sure enough,
Yes.
you come a cropper, don't you?
Yeah. But by doing the sanctuary, you can treat so many more people. Because doing one-to-one for yourself, it takes ages, to
Oh,
get
I
through
tell
so many
you what.
people. But this way, you can
Well,
treat a lot.
this is it. I think, you know, there's an old saying, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Well, it's true. You
Yeah.
know, at the end of the day, I don't want to be charging money for my time.
Yeah.
But if I'm stuck in this room like I have been for 40, not in this room, but either one room
Yeah.
or another, it's no different. One room is the same as another. One
Yeah.
day goes into the next day.
Yes.
And before you know where you are, you look back and you think, my life has gone in a room. It's true though.
Yes. Gosh.
And so I think to myself now, I don't want to do that. I'd
Yeah.
rather reach and help a lot of people, but much more,
Yes.
cheap. It couldn't get it any cheaper.
Yeah.
It's not,
No,
a packet of crisps is more, but and a cup of coffee.
really
But
showing people that they can go into sanctuary and have trusted and to know that they can go there with their minds. People say that they've got to go there physically, but they haven't. They can go there with their minds, walk into the sanctuary
exactly.
and
You
sit
know
there.
something? I think the penny is finally dropping. I think they're finally getting the message. I mean, I've had quite a lot of feedback recently as well with the ones that sat in there and then maybe go in there once a week or once a fortnight for a little while, and they say, nothing's really happening. I goes, well, it won't, will it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you've got, you wouldn't,
It's the,
you look, you drink water every day, you eat food every
you
day.
brush your
It's
teeth every day.
something, yeah, it's something that goes into you to keep you going.
Yeah.
And to me, in here, this is the best vitamin that you will get.
Yes.
It's the best energy and the upliftment that you will get. But you cannot expect me to come in here and fill it up every day, then just every now and again, just fiddle around with it really, and then say, oh, well,
Yeah.
nothing much has happened.
Yes. It's to trust
You
it and to
wouldn't
do it
buy you
regularly.
wouldn't buy a jar of cream. I mean, this is my pure olive oil. We've got a fruit farm here, and this I know I'm not selling it because I don't like doing that sort of thing. But this is pure olive oil.
Yes.
And this is what I put on my skin. I put it on my skin, rub it in like that, and I'm in here, and it's like, and I put it on my
Yeah.
face. And when, somebody said to me yesterday, what do you do with your skin then? I told her.
Yes.
And she said, oh, she said, but I do my bit. I take my vitamins, I take my collagen. Some people say it's no good, but I actually like taking it. I feel
Yes.
it does. I drink plenty of water. I drink green tea. And what else do I do? Collagen, green tea, exfoliate my skin, clean it, moisturize it, oil it all
Yes.
over.
Yes.
I always moisturize, exfoliate. You know, I mean,
Yes.
I've been around a while now, but you know, at the end of the day, I think it's never too late to start either.
Yes.
People say, "Oh, you know, I bet you pamper yourself." I thought, huh, I don't know what it's like to go to a health farm. I know loads of
No.
people that do go, but
Yeah.
I never go.
No.
And why would I want to, really? I
It's,
mean, you know, I've got everything
you created
here.
it. Exactly. Yes.
I prefer to keep it simple. I mean, what, you can't get much more simple than that, can you?
Yeah.
And then
True
that,
olive oil. Yes.
and that is what is in here. So
Yes. It's the
to
energy.
me, it's what you ask for. So
Yes.
it's you're sort of stuck, you're an artist and you're stuck with painting, or you're a musician and you need inspiration. I've helped over the years, I've helped really, really high people with writing their books and their music,
Yeah.
and actresses and all sorts, you know, getting them out of that lull.
Mm.
But it takes energy out of me.
Yes. Whereas if
It's
they
like,
go into the sanctuary and meditate and get it for
and
themselves.
yeah, get it for
Yeah.
themselves. And the other thing that is in the sanctuary, of course, is I'm always doing these well, they're not experiments, because by the time I do them, they've already evolved from what I've done before. Because of what I've done before, you know, like with the blood work, and
Yes.
because everyone said I was, well, they've always said I was mad, but basically, you know, I was mad, and people, you know, they couldn't do that because it would kill people. And the first time I did it in London, it wasn't in the doctor's office. They actually took us into a sterile unit. And then the doctor said, "Oh, well, you know what?" He said, "I can't see why you can't do that in my office." You know, it
Yeah.
was a great big paraphernalia, and you could see that it really wasn't necessary. So we did it in there. But from that time, where it's a bit like the big mobile phones, they started like
Oh
that, didn't they?
yes.
Like
Brick.
brick.
Yes.
And now they're tiny little things. And it's a bit like that with the blood work. It started off with all this thing and, you know, taking the blood out. And though I have actually sometimes do resort to that, taking the blood out
Yeah.
in certain circumstances when I know it's going to be stronger. I've
Yes.
done it recently with a doctor over here,
Oh yeah.
very, very quietly, very respectfully.
Yes.
Let me do it my way in a room with the cooling system on. Did it the way I wanted him to do it, how long I needed to heal it.
Yeah.
Then he went off, did his bit in another room next
Yes.
door, and I carried on with the healing. We respected one another,
Yes.
and that is
Yes.
the only way that I will work.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
am not, I am not having somebody look down at me and hiding me away anymore.
Yes. Working together.
I,
Yeah.
you know, I respect whoever I'm working with, and if
Yeah.
they can't respect me, they can go swivel.
Yeah.
No, why?
But
Why? That's
it's them taking the credit for what you've been doing. And
Oh, crikey,
yeah.
you wouldn't believe it how many
Yeah.
times. You know, you wouldn't believe it. The story that I said the other day on the last podcast about the Bristol Cancer Centre writing to the doctor, um, where, you know, the lady had the tumour on the arm, and she went back there and they just couldn't believe it. And they said, "Where have you been?" And she said to the doctor in London, specialist. I mean, he was a good specialist. I'm not knocking him at
Yeah.
all. And they wrote to him and said, "Oh, amazing work, amazing work." And he hadn't done anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, having said that, he hadn't done anything. He worked with me. He took the blood out, but it was
Yeah.
me that did all the,
The healing. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's happened so many times. Oh, you know, yes, we'll have your clients, but it's got to be under our name and our umbrella, and you quietly, and we've got to put the name to it.
Yes. Yes. It's,
And the people said, we don't, Carol, we don't want to go anywhere where you're treated like that.
yeah, no, it has to be a mutual thing. Yes.
Yeah, and they said, no, thanks, we're not going there.
Yes.
And
But
I
if they
thought,
were open, you could teach them, you could show them what you're seeing, and they could learn, and it would be a lovely two-way flow.
only if they give it the respect.
Yes.
If it's respect isn't there, it doesn't work.
Yeah, because you could help with research and so much if people were open.
Well, I've decided now that I don't want to be part of the arena. I don't want to be proving myself. I don't want to be doing the 6,000-mile testing from Spain to Arizona, where they could see, as it went, the thermal imaging, they could see the energy coming down.
Yeah.
You know, and every single one improved on all the different things.
Yes.
Doctor in Spain was looking at the scans to see the difference.
Yes.
And then the other one in Monaco, with the blood work in Monaco, the people had to give a different name in the blood place where they were taking it to be tested. I don't know what they call it now. There's a name for it, because they didn't want them kicking up and saying what's going on, because the blood work was so different. They wouldn't have thought it was the same person.
Yes.
So they had to put two different names on the blood.
Oh, I see. Gosh.
You see, and that was from here, and from here to where was that from? That was Monaco. And where was the other one I did it? Oh, I did it another one over here, where they could see the difference before and after, totally different.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying is, now I've moved on from that now, but all that energy, all that ability is in this place where my head goes.
Yeah.
So it's all part of the journey. Do you see what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
It's all here. And now the Tomorrow's World medicine machines, that I actually drew the machine in Virginia. The guy's name, I can't tell you his second name. He might not. I don't know if he's still around now. His first name was Ed.
Oh, yeah.
And I drew this machine, and I've got it in here. I've shown it on one of the other podcasts somewhere. And you can see the container, and everything was all run by frequencies. And I do believe that there is something like that in America, a recent one.
Oh, yeah.
That's now not been out long. I mean, I drew that in 1990, mid-90s, 1995, 6, something like that. And I've still got it in here.
For your time.
Yes. You know, my pictures, and it's over there somewhere.
Yes.
Anyway, now I realise that what I'm seeing in here now is further forward than what they are doing.
Yes.
But like I've said before, the journey going into the future, the machines of the future, the people haven't had the benefits of them from birth.
Oh, yeah.
But in the future, that's all they know. So everything is much quicker and faster.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
They've had no toxins. They've had no, well.
Fantastic.
I don't know how to say it really. I mean, when, it's like we always look back, don't we? And you say, oh, you can't believe, can you, that somebody give them a whiff of whiskey and chop their leg off.
I know.
But that is hindsight looking back.
Yes.
But I believe that in here is the energy from going way back into, like I spoke about last time with the aliens. Then there's the Egyptian energies, and it's like there's a whole thing of collective energies, and it's all part of a collective energy, and it all comes together in one portal, really. And whatever I want to go to, whatever I'm doing or whatever I want to do, I
Yes.
can go either there, and I bring it in together. And the best one of all is the Tomorrow's World Medicine with the patches, where I send patches to people. I've sent patches where
Some
they
patches
said,
to
oh
me.
my goodness, onto their back. I call them like little patches, like you have like
Yes.
nicotine patches and things like that.
Oh,
They
yes.
look like that. One patch, a lady in France, her dog, they said that there was something, they'd got to do some tests on the liver, and it was quite an old dog. And I goes, look, she goes, oh, Carol, can you do anything? I goes, look, I'll tell you what I do. I'll send you 2 of my patches and I'll put it on the liver until, that will help it until you can get to the vet. Anyway, they did the scan, and I've got the texts as well. I always have the backup what I say.
Yes.
And the vet said, well, it's very interesting because it stopped bleeding and it looks like there's been a patch on it. Looks like
Really?
some,
Oh, no, they
yeah.
spoke. Gosh.
And this particular vet had already heard about my work before anyway. She's told us, and she goes, and the woman laughed and she said, yeah, it's true. She
Yes.
did.
Yes. Gosh. Well, that
Now,
happened a bit with me when you said I had to have my eye tested and went along to the chap and you sent a patch and the machine wouldn't work. Do you remember? It didn't work because that patch was there for that moment, and then it
I
did
know,
work.
but you see,
Yeah.
the thing is, oh, and those patches, I put them on actresses' backs when they've been go to, do a real hectic scene, and they've been in agony. And I said, right, okay, I'll send you a patch. And sure enough, it's helped them get through.
Yeah.
And there was another one, another guy, he had, well, he'd had I think he had a stroke. It was something like that. I had an emergency call from a sanctuary member, and he couldn't see out of his eye or anything.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "Look, I'll." They took him into the hospital and everything, and they weren't sure what was going on, but he couldn't see and all this, and it was really a mess. And I said, "Look, let's not wait around." I said, "I'm going to send you some patches."
Yeah.
I said, "I don't like this." Anyway, so I sent them, and the long and the short of it, well, he's been discharged. It all cleared up.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Didn't have any treatment.
Yeah. Gosh.
These patches, and I'm trying to think of more. Oh God, there's so many of them.
You did it for my knee when I was dancing. My right knee, because it'd been twinging a bit, and then you sent some patches there. Really helped. So
Yes, because it's a
yeah.
bit like, you see, it doesn't deaden it, but it works on all the area around it to support it.
Yes.
All my work in here, everything about my work is bringing up the immune system to help the body help itself.
Yes.
Everything is all been designed. I can see everything for years has all been designed of helping the body to help itself.
Yes.
That's what I'm about.
Yes.
And when anybody says, oh, can you cure me then? And if they say, oh, I want to know, and I go, listen, I can't talk like that.
Mm.
I can't have that pressure,
No.
because all I can say is that I can just help the body to help itself
Yes.
And if you work with it, in other words, when I've sent these patches for people, I say, now look, you've got to keep things going. You've
Yes.
got to sit in the sanctuary. Life out there will take what I put out. Do you see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Mike, can I have that water, please? I've only got a bit dry.
Want to have a drink? Where's your heat?
Oh, you've got
Got a nice.
Can I have
Got
that bottle of
tea.
water, please, behind you? No, you've got a whacking great big cup. I'm going to get one of those. Anyway, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I don't like the word magic, but if you're going to have the energy, I'll go and get it. If you're going to have the energy, then appreciate it, work with it, and don't moan if it goes.
Yeah.
Because that energy that goes into you from here, whoever you are, is a false energy. It's not your own.
Yeah.
So you've got to work with it. And what it's doing is working with your body, with your immune system. And
Yes.
your part is to sit in the sanctuary and say, please help me, bring
Yes.
the energies
Just.
into wherever you want it to be.
Yeah.
I've realized, over the years, people expect you to do too much as a therapist.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
want you to do everything. They don't want to, they can't, they just want you to go like that, and then they can just go about their whatever
Yes.
they want to do
Yes.
without putting, and I don't think that's fair. And
Yeah.
I actually have, with people, known that they were like it, and while they're out enjoying themselves, I've been in here keeping that energy going for them.
Yeah. Gosh.
And I don't want to do that
Yeah.
anymore
No.
because it's wore me out.
Yes. Yes. It's a whole lifetime.
Yes. And I think,
Yes.
yeah, you're out, doing this, that, and the other. And I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock at night to keep it all. And I think,
Yeah.
no,
Yes. Got to meet halfway.
exactly. I do
Yes.
like helping people, and I love it. I mean, even little things, like I've had two people with fungusy toenails recently. I don't know
Yeah.
how it's had three actually, and
I won't show you my feet. Well, I'd have shown
no,
you my.
no, don't show me
But
your
not
feet.
much now.
No, but
Dancer's feet. Yeah.
they've changed though, haven't
They
they?
have. They have. Yes.
And
Yes.
funny enough, I had your toes, somebody else's, three lots of toenails, and all three of them have had fungusy nails, horrible yellowy nails, and all three of them within 2 weeks,
Yes. They are better.
patches, little
Yeah.
patches, and I send little things underneath the
Yeah.
nail. They've
No,
all got growing back,
they're flatter. Definitely. Yes.
growing back
No,
healthier underneath,
yes.
and the rotten bits are
Yes.
breaking off.
They have. Exactly. That's exactly what's happened.
Is
Yes.
yours the same? Because I haven't seen yours
I
recently.
need to give you an update photo. Yes. But they have.
But
And
that's three people. Now,
yes.
that is not bad, is it?
No.
All very quick. And all of them, the other lady said she was too embarrassed to go and have her toenails done. It was horrible. And the
Yes.
other one said she'd had them like that for, I don't know, years, I think.
Yes. I mean, even doing the reflexology, I see lots of feet. But I must say, mine are among the needing help thing myself.
Yes, but you've been a ballet dancer and
Yes.
pushing on blocks.
But yes, that's right. Yes, I've abused them.
How old were you when you started doing that?
Probably was well, 4, but probably 8. Probably went on the blocks too soon. Yes, because you, as a dancer, you long to get onto the point. So I think it should probably be about 10, 11 years old. But I probably was 9, and the feet aren't formed then, and they get bunions and.
Well, it's a bit like when is it the Chinese or the Japanese that wrap them up to keep them
Oh,
small?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
True, isn't it? It's the same sort of thing. You're pushing. Well, it's no wonder they're not.
yes. Well, Chinese, they break the feet, but they used to. I mean, I think they've all died out now. The ones that had those tiny little size 2.
Oh, the little tiny little dancers.
Yes, yes, yeah. People, I suppose it was for men. It was a sort of turn on to have these tiny feet. I don't know why. It's a Chinese fashion. Yeah. So I think they used to break the feet. They put it underneath,
Oh,
but the toenails would still grow. That's the thing.
I think that's the best thing that you can do for somebody is to give them the tools and give them the power to help themselves
Yes.
so that they are participating and they have not been sent home. They're sent home, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. We try this and try that. Which, remember, I never say I can cure. I never tell people not to go to the doctors to have their tests and their checkups. But what I
Yes.
say is keep your options open, but always make sure that you don't shut the door on having your blood tests and your
Yeah.
scans and things, because
Yeah.
you need to know yourself
Yes.
it's what is working and what isn't.
Yes.
If you want to go the orthodox way, that's your choice too. But it
Yes.
is also my choice that I don't want to, in certain circumstances, waste my energy either.
Yes. I know. It has to be met in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. But I honestly do think that knowing that there's something that they can do as well, other than just relying and giving all their power away,
Mm.
knowing that there's something that they can do and get it checked as well,
Yes.
I think it makes people stronger, because
Yeah.
I think it's a bit like when people retire sometimes. They retire and they just go,
Yes. And sit in a chair. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
They don't feel they've got anything.
To get up for raison d'etre.
No.
Yeah.
And it's the same when they are given a prognosis, a diagnosis that they have got no
Yes.
say in what
Yeah.
happens.
Yes. And when you think this sanctuary is so easy to do in your
It
own.
is. And now, like I said, now people are saying, oh, you know what? My hands are getting better. I mean, one lady looks like she's comes in on one of the Zoom meetings that I do on the end of the month, for
Oh,
the Tomorrow's World Medicine, for the people
yes.
to receive that. And her, her face, and I know for a fact, because I know she doesn't live far from here, I know for a fact she doesn't do anything else. And you know
Yes.
what? Her whole face is like so happy,
Yeah. Lovely.
got her confidence back.
Yes. Yes.
And
Fantastic.
that is it. It's all
Yeah.
little things, isn't it? Getting your confidence back in yourself, feeling, oh, no, you're not going to look 20, you're not going to look 30. But if you can knock 10, 15 years off it,
Yes.
it's not bad. And if
Yeah.
you can maintain that, I mean,
Yeah.
you look a lot better now than what you did 2 years ago.
Thank you.
Well, well, you do though, don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
You've
Yeah.
got the pictures there again. You've
Yes.
got the pictures to
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And
All pumped
people
up.
say, oh, well, you're sitting on YouTube and this, that, and the other, and you're sitting on WhatsApp. But it's the same face that's sitting on YouTube, that's sitting on WhatsApp. When you look back, it's the same thing. You're not doing anything different. So you look better on there than what you did 2 years ago.
Yes. Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely for more plumped up.
Yeah. And I just think it's not about being vain. It's about upliftment in yourself, in your brain, your whole mind, body, and soul. The whole lot comes up.
Yes.
And if I had to say what would be the best thing for somebody, how they can control their life, is getting control of your own mind first, if you can. I mean, obviously, there's some that can't, but you know, if you don't like being in your own mind, if you don't like
Yeah.
your own headspace, who else is going to like it? Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes, you've
I
got to.
I like my own head.
Yes, yes, I
I
do.
I like my own head. I like I like the fact that it floats off, and it's called a dolphin, floating from one side to the other. And I just
Yeah,
find it so fascinating that all the things that I used to see that I I thought, no, I'm not mad because I've had so much results with it. It's the
yes.
results with the people that's kept me going. And so now, when um like one day, I don't know when it was, a couple of weeks ago, I think you were a bit tired or something. I can't remember now. And I said, oh, I'll send you one of the little
Oh,
aliens.
yes. I like Little Alien. It comes
And
along.
what was it? What
Oh, I
you
know. It was at the end of one of these sessions, and I thought, oh, I'll just go and get a glass of, because I had some tea. I thought I'd go and get a glass of, I had an open bottle of Prosecco, rosé Prosecco. So I thought I'd just have a glass of that. And then about half an hour later, you text me and you said, Little Aliens told on you, and you've just had a glass of something bubbly in its red colour. Oh God, I can't even have a glass of wine, Little Alien telling on me.
Oh, I know, because I remember you said that you don't drink so much. You don't
No,
drink. And I mean, I think we go through phases, don't we? I mean, when I was in the States and my dad was dying, it was either red wine or Prozac.
oh,
And
yeah,
oh no, it was horrible. I
yeah.
was really devastated. And but there was something else he said as well.
What, Little Alien?
What was it? Something else that you'd done.
Oh, really?
Mm.
You didn't tell me this.
No, because I've only just remembered now. It'll come back in a minute. But he said that you were drinking some red bubbly stuff. I
Yes.
goes, oh right, is she?
It was just to sort of calm off the day, just sort of relax. And I'd come back in like today and gone straight in to the.
It's funny though. It was funny though because the when I got it back, it wasn't about wine. It didn't say wine.
Oh,
Just said red, because I don't think, you see, I
they
don't think
liked,
they always know the words.
but you told me they don't like the taste of wine. And
No, but I think they
no.
like ice cream.
Oh, do they? Oh, funny.
Yes, I definitely do think they like ice cream.
So what do they have in their own place?
Well, you see, what you've got to remember, their insides is not like our insides. And I remember years ago, I drew this picture that's in here somewhere, and they were all, there was all these, about five little aliens sitting around, and they'd got a tube in their mouth, and there was this great big oh, I can't, like a bubbling pop,
Ooh,
but it wasn't solid, and they was sipping on that.
oh yeah.
I certainly haven't seen them with a knife and fork or anything like that. No, and I think it was a combination. It was a combination of, it wasn't solid, and it was a combination of like for want of a better word, a vitamin drink, I
Oh yeah.
suppose.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it was a bubbly color. It was a everything with them is always, I've seen them, it's always been translucent.
Oh really? Fantastic.
Yeah, not like as if you could go like that and plonk
Yes.
everything. You know,
Yes.
like, you know, when you see these films and you put your hand in there
Oh yeah. And it goes through.
and it comes out, and it's always like that,
Oh yeah.
like
I,
like like a
yeah.
jelly type.
Oh yeah. Fantastic.
Because I can only tell you what I see, but
Yeah.
I know that they like heart, they like laughter,
Oh yeah.
and they don't like anger, and they don't like
Yeah.
coming in that, not the ones that are around me anyway. They don't like that
Heavy.
vibration of temper, anger, noise.
Mm.
They like it. They've almost got like, they're almost like children with their
Yeah.
sense of humor. This is
Yeah.
why sometimes I mean, last time I got the giggles.
Yes. Yes.
They make me laugh. The
Yes.
feeling, you know,
Is that bubbly excitement?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can feel it is. It's like a light-hearted bubble coming all over
Mm,
you.
big. Yes. Lovely.
And I
Yeah.
bet you there's loads of people. I mean, you know, loads of people that have had experiences. Let's face it. I mean, ghosts. No one ever used to talk about ghosts, and now it's like
Yes, that's right. Can I just
everyone.
ask you, just on the theme of, just to diverse a bit, but you know these crop circles that happen, people are still curious because there are obviously some sort of messaging going on. I know some of them are hoaxed, but there are some that are so, you know, geometrically perfect, it would be impossible for man to have done, especially at 3 in the morning. And
Well,
it's only 60 this year, and I think
I,
if we don't get the message, we won't know what they're trying to say.
well, you know, I said to you, well, even on that scroll,
Yeah,
there was messages and numbers on there, which I haven't transcribed. But I had a chap write to me once. He'd written a book, and he said all about my name, and the numbers that I was going to be really very well known. This guy,
yeah.
and he sent me this really intelligent book, but it was too intelligent for me to
And
it was like all mathematics,
oh yes,
you know, everything like was in codes, and working down that way, it said one thing. Mind you, it was really odd because some of the things that you're supposed to take ages and ages and ages to work out, my eyes just went to the right ones and did
oh,
it,
oh
because
yes,
that's what I'm like, you see.
yes, yes,
And I'd just go like that, like that, like that, like that.
yeah.
But I wasn't using any code or anything like that.
No,
I just knew
yes. So that
what.
perhaps they think that we have that knowledge and that we've picked it up. But I don't think we have. That's the thing.
Well, I think we did have it.
Yeah,
We did have that knowledge, and I think that some of us still have. And maybe it is for the ones that have got the knowledge, that are able to pick it up, that it's for,
yes, yes,
not for everyone.
yes. No, I think can see that. Yeah,
Do you see what I mean?
yes,
I mean, one person can look at something. You know, when they put those pictures up in the gallery, and all it is a black thing, and they have people looking at it to see what they can see.
yes,
And one person will see one thing, and then another person will see another.
yeah.
Where their eyes are and where their mind is at that time.
You're just making me think of that dress. Do you remember that dress? It was about 2018, 19. There's a dress someone had bought for a wedding, and someone said, "Oh, it's all black and purple. Why would you buy that dress?" And the dress was actually gold and silver. And some people saw the dress gold and yellow and silver, and other people saw the dress black and purpley. I saw it black and purpley, but other people saw it gold. So obviously, it's something with our eyes and the optic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, it's what we are connecting to when we think.
Yes.
So if we are able to connect and open our minds on a higher level, we will see it.
Yes.
We
Yes.
will understand it. I think it is meant for who it's meant
Yes.
for.
Yes.
Certain key people.
Yeah. How interesting. Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a bit like you wouldn't give a science fiction book to a 4-year-old, would you?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't know how to read it.
No. Well, nowadays.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Yes.
Somebody who's got the ability to think out of the box and work it out will get it.
Yes.
Because they're meant to, but the ones that are not meant to know won't.
Yes. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Okay.
That's what is coming to my mind.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
Don't you see?
Yes. Yes.
Only certain people can hear things. Only certain people can see things.
Yeah.
And it's the right ones that are able to see and hear things and translate these things in order to bring it up with other people the same, to bring these there we go again with the telepathic brains together.
Yes.
Some people don't even realize that they are like it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's true. Yes.
And why you're not going to, unless somebody is on the same wavelength as yourself,
Yeah.
you're not going to force it in there.
No.
And they're not going to force it in there. These crop circles are not meant for for the ones that have got absolutely no idea who are going to poo-poo it and say, that isn't for them.
No.
It's for the ones that are able to decipher and see. And there are people that can do it.
Yes.
I've never tried to do it, but then unless something is put in front of me, it's like when I was in London and I was with this singer, and we all went together. We went for a meal. We went back to the hotel, and we were talking about lyrics for songs, and I'd never done it before. And but no one had asked me.
Nice, yes.
And so I was do this.
Yeah.
And Mike said, "I've never seen you do that before." I said, "Well, you never asked."
You've probably written a couple of hit numbers.
Yeah. I said, "You never asked." But you see what I mean?
Yes.
I was one step ahead, whoever I'm in the room with.
Yes.
So if I'm with a professor and he's working on something, he's on there and then I'm there.
Yes. Yes.
And these crop circles, the people that are able to understand them, they are there, and other people that can't are down there because the mindset, the brain is not capable.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yes.
And so getting back to bringing up the vibration, bringing up, meditating, pushing your brain further outside the box to enable you to understand these things that are coming down.
Yes.
But you've got to try.
Yes.
Why should they do everything? You think about it, though, some of the things that these other dimensions, these other parallel universes, call it that way, some of the things that the effort that they have to do to come down to reveal themselves, show things, all that energy to do it, in
Yes.
our time, out of their own
Yes.
time and existence, all that energy. Surely to God, we can make a bit of effort.
Yes. Because I feel
That's,
it's quite dense here in a way. Everything's because you said the other day about having birthdays and they didn't. So it's like, but everything's quite dense and that we have to eat and we have years go by. And time, you said time, because they said, why are you in a hurry? 10 years, 20 years is nothing. Yet for us, it's, a minute is a long time, really. A day is a long time for us.
exactly.
Yeah.
But to them, it's not even in their radar.
Yeah.
You see? And so I think unless people make the effort to try and get into that higher place, they're doing, to my mind, they're doing the best they can to let us know that they are there and they're trying to communicate. And I actually think it's getting stronger. There's
Yes.
no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
when I lay down and meditate, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's as if I'm inhaling something.
But people are more open to talk about it now than they were.
I
Yeah.
Well, yes, and to be honest, I think there's going to be a very, very interesting time coming up where more and more unusual things are going to be happening, more and more and more, like people are going to be aware that there is something there much
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And with that, I think there's going to be more stuff. They'll have no choice. The governments will have no choice but to come out with things that they've had.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
That's what I think, without getting into any trouble.
But getting into the sanctuary, I think that's the message that I think people need to know, that they can go in there and get healing just through their minds. They can sit in their homes, and sit in the bath, and sit, wherever, and or at night time. Sometimes I go in at night time, and then you're there the whole night.
Do you know something? The best time to do it is just before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And and doing it with your mind, communicating with your mind, asking questions in your mind makes it stronger.
Yeah.
Me doing it for
Yes.
you, no, do it yourself.
Yes.
I've created the piano, the music,
Yes.
for you to use.
Yes.
Do it yourself, and
Yeah.
then you can feel it. You can
Yes.
feel it. You've got that stronger connection. Me doing it is not going to make your mind strong. You doing it yourself and asking in your mind and getting into the habit of doing it, it's like everything with the brain is like a pattern. And the more you train it to do things, the better it is.
Yes. Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
I've just got so used to it. I just go, mm, and then I see something, and then I'll read it. And I don't know what I'm going to be reading because I just trust it.
Yes.
There's something going to be very unusual about the solar eclipses, is all I know.
Oh, really? Gosh. But the people say the moons have been quite powerful. But the last moon was very powerful, apparently.
I think on the last one, everything was getting closer, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think, and that is it. It's all right. I have to have the cooler on, but my
Oh, yes.
senses, I'm so sensitive.
Yes.
It's just something that I've learned to live with. I remember once a lady said to me, "Can't you desensitize me?" And I said, "If I desensitize you, I will change your life's journey, what you're meant to be doing."
Oh no.
You see what I mean, though?
Yes.
If I take away all your sensitivity, I can't just pick at it. So you're no longer sensitive. You'll no longer be working with your gut instincts or anything. What is that
No.
what you want?
No.
So me, because
Yeah.
I'm my antennae are up,
Yeah.
I can smell somebody smoking. Mike can't, but I can. I can smell smoke up my nose up the road. And he goes, I said, Mike, and sure enough,
Oh
somebody's
yeah.
trotting round.
Gosh. Yes.
I'm so sensitive.
Yes. Yes.
Just smoke, chemicals. I don't, my body and my brain doesn't really fit this.
Existence.
No,
Yeah.
I prefer where I go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I do, though.
Fantastic.
I do. I prefer, well, wouldn't you?
Yes.
But you do. If you notice that since you've been sitting more in the sanctuary, I know you're really
Yeah.
busy, but you still go in there,
Yeah.
don't you, with your
I do.
mind?
And at night, and sometimes in the day, I just go in there, even though I might be with some other, doing something else. I put myself, but at night time, I try and drift off. And I think I'm in there all night. But I think I need to ask more questions. Yeah.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
what I was saying. The best thing to do, remember, when I do my work, my brain is asleep, right? So you are you're putting your mind into that energy while you're asleep. You are
Yes.
closer and it's stronger while you're asleep
Yeah.
and you're totally relaxed. Some people, if they've not been able to relax, I've said, look, you know what, I'm going to work on you while you're asleep
Yeah. Yes.
because they're, you know,
Yeah.
when they're asleep, they are nearer to me. They are more higher up in their self. It's much stronger to put your mind and before you go to sleep saying, please can I be in the sanctuary and please can I join these energies through the night.
Yes. Yes.
And then you go to sleep
Yes.
in that place, the place
Yeah.
in no time, as I call it.
Yes. Yes. Fantastic.
I
Yeah.
can if I don't do and ask for healing for myself, that's another thing. I have to actively go through the same thing as everyone else. I'm not automatically fed. I have to do my bit too.
Yeah.
I sit there and I sort of like I can feel it drawing in off of my if I don't know if you'd see anything now, but look, I've only
Yes.
got to go like
Pink.
that.
Yeah. Pinky. Lovely.
See? Oh,
Yes.
I saw, my hands are warm, but blimey, look how warm.
Yes.
See, and I look,
Yeah. Gosh.
I can feel it.
Yes. Fantastic.
And and that's it. Look, I can feel like little pulses
Yeah.
going in there. And
Yes.
see, look, you can
Yeah.
you can
Fantastic.
you can though. You know these machines that you get.
Oh, yeah, LED or something.
I,
Is it
I, I
light?
don't- yeah, but it's the same sort of thing in a way. It's
Yes.
going deep, 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 deep. And I I
Yes. It transformed. Yeah.
I mean obviously I don't sit there all day doing it, but and I don't and I try and sort of like, oh, I don't know, about 5 minutes a day, I suppose.
Yes.
I just go like that. but I can feel when it's working.
Yes, it is fantastic.
But you see, that energy is in here, and a
Yes,
lot of people now, the penny has dropped. They know that they've got to do that bit. And say like anywhere really, if you feel better, but you can by holding it, but you can still
yes. It's underneath the upper arm as well for older arms. Yours look
well,
like yours are good.
that's all the shopping I do in cons. But that's another thing, isn't it? You're really good with your exercises. To be honest, I need to start because I've been in here so long, so many years, just sitting here hours and hours helping
Yeah,
everybody.
yes,
I'm starting to move a bit more now. I'm thinking, you know
yeah,
what? No, I mean, once I'm not at work, I'm always on the go.
yes.
Doing, 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 doing. I'm not sitting around.
No,
I'm like a little busy bee, as Mike calls
yeah,
me. But if you can't imagine if I sat in here all the time and then when I came out, I didn't do anything. I'm sure I wouldn't be small.
yes,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
no,
not skinny. I don't want to be skinny, but I'm
yes,
the highest weight for my height. But then
yeah,
I don't want to be any
yeah.
smaller.
No, you look great. Yes,
I don't want. I mean, I don't. I think when you get older, you need that,
yes,
don't you? I know what
yes.
you're going to be doing tonight. You're going to be like this.
Yeah, good like that.
Yes, but do you know something? You've been sitting here in this sanctuary. You've been fed.
Yes,
There's no way that you're not sitting there talking to me and all this energy without you being fed.
yeah, fantastic.
So you'll be full of it tomorrow. Well, the Carol Everett Healing Sanctuary.co.uk is where you find out how to join the sanctuary and anything else that's going on. And Kim, what have you got to say for yourself?
Oh, I don't-
You
I'm
know,
very good at speaking for myself. um,
your
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 my where I work
website.
was a
What is your website?
website kimmendez.co.uk. Not very good computer, but I have to force myself. But it's got lots of information on there and about pineapple and where I work and my classes that I give, ballet classes.
Yes,
So
and so
yeah,
and are you interested in like doing other podcasts for
yeah.
people if
Oh, it's,
they're
oh right,
invited if you're invited on there to talk about your Chinese journey, your medicine,
yeah,
acupuncture, and all that? I think people want to listen to people that have actually done something.
yes. My trips to China.
Oh yes, I bet that was amazing though.
Yes, I loved it. I love China. Yeah, good. The whole way of life. Yeah,
It's interesting though because everything about my work is all been geared up, all my testing and everything has all been geared up for me to do it as a distance before all this stuff happened with the COVID and all this, where people
yes,
now don't like traveling so much and there's
yes.
so much. You don't know what's going to be happening at the airports. It's interesting now. It's like almost as if I didn't plan it, but it's
No,
like it has been planned.
yes, the timing of it. Yes,
Yes.
yeah. No, wonderful.
Well, if you enjoyed our little chat, thank you very much.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
I don't know what the time is.
I've lost track.
So have I. Mike, what's the time?
Is it 9 o'clock here?
9 o'clock. I think we've been waffling for long enough. I don't want to bore them to death, but I think it's food for thought.
Yes.
All about helping people to help themselves, and don't expect just to sit one or two times, and also understand that we're working with tomorrow's world medicine, but we're dealing with today's testing
Yes.
and today's treatments. So
Yes.
it's the younger you get into it and
Yes.
the quicker you get into it and work with it, with whatever's going on, I think the better our own immune systems are going to be.
Yes. Yes. That's what it's all about, the immune system.
It is.
Yes.
You know,
Mm.
the body is an amazing piece of machinery, really. But it's like an engineer, Mike's an engineer, and all that, there's the machine, and everything has to be cleaned, connected. You don't just leave it. You
No.
don't just leave a machine going rusty and
No.
decrepit and expect to put it in somewhere and it work, do you?
Yeah. Exactly.
Everything's got to be all looked after.
Maintained.
It's like we have to look after
Yes.
every individual bit.
Yes. Yes. You can't let it go.
Not, well, it's true, and
Yeah.
not just sitting there and not having any communication and expect somebody to do everything.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, they've got to know what you want.
Yes. The communication and not be afraid to ask.
Not to be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
My mum always used to say, if you don't ask, you won't get.
Yes. Yes. And also, I think there's certain laws, aren't there, that you have to ask to receive. You
You
can't.
have to ask, but also remember, always say thank you.
Yes. Humble. Exactly. Gratitude. Yes.
I always say thank you. And I remember once, oh, what was it? I swore, and it was like something banged in my head.
Oh.
It was like a, a feather thump. It was the most weird feeling. And I knew exactly what it was.
Yes.
Don't you swear at us, we're helping you.
Oh.
I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't actually mean you. I meant the situation.
Yeah.
Terrible. I
Yeah.
thought, God.
Yes. Yeah.
And
No.
so I always say thank you. I always say thank you for helping me to help other
Yes.
people.
Yes. Yes.
Respect. For me, respect is a really, really big thing.
Yes. Yes.
To me, if you can't respect that person in the room with you, well, then you don't command any respect for yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Whoever is in the room, I always say,
Yeah.
whoever you're in the room with,
Yes.
if you can't respect that person,
Yes.
then you're in the wrong room.
Yes. And I do it
Um,
with patients because everyone has a different foible, a different something going on, and it's getting into that wavelength, and I love it. Just helping, trying to empower and get them, as you do, laughing, and yes, it's but
well,
to
I think laughter is the most important thing, really. And like I said before, I've been laughing with people in really, really sad circumstances. Oh, I remember one lady we went to see in the lunch break when I was in working in the private clinic, and I can't remember if you were there that day, but you were there one of the days. And this lady had just come out of, she wanted to see me. She wanted me to go in there and
yes,
see her in my lunch break. And she'd just come out of having an op. or treatments. And she was laid in the bed, and I've remembered her name now, Eula. Remember?
Yes, yes, yes.
And I leant over like that. This always happens to me with anything technical, I'm afraid. I'm not very clever that way. And I leant over and I pressed the button on the side of the bed, which was to lift up the back of.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't realise what was happening. And I'm sitting there, and she's like, oh, coming up like this. And her husband was there, and he goes, what are you doing? Because I'm ever so sorry. And he said, you better get out of the way, because she was like coming up like that, dragging all the tubes behind her.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
she was laughing and I was laughing. And I said, you forgot all about everything though, didn't you? I said, have I cheered you up? She said, yes, you always do.
Yes.
Anyway, and that was that. Anyway, the next day when I went in there, he said, stay away from the bed. Stay away from any of the buttons.
Yeah.
I said, okay. But you know what? I know I didn't do it deliberate, but things like that do happen to me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember one lady at Pounds Hill, and she was terrified of me. I remember her coming in the room, and her face was grey, and I forgot we were going to stop, weren't we? Anyway, might as well finish this bit. Anyway, and her husband was waiting out there. I said, he's waiting out there to make sure you come in, isn't he? She said, yes. I said, look, lady, I said, you better get on with it, because I said, he's not going to let you out. She said, I know. I said, don't be afraid of me. And she was big, this woman, really big.
Yeah.
I said, don't be afraid of me. I said, honestly, don't. I said, come on, get on the bed. I said, come on. And I moved her around. And as I moved her around, the pressure, she let out this enormous
Awesome.
gas. And it was so loud, there's no way I could make out that I hadn't heard it. And I looked at her and I goes, oops, where did that land then? And you know what? She laughed and laughed, and we laughed and laughed. And it was almost as if it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Broke the ice. And you know what? As she laughed, everything all opened up. And I was able to work on it. Anyway, when I opened the door, he looked at it and he goes, what have you done with her? I goes, I'll leave you to tell him what happened. He said, she don't look like the same person.
Yeah.
But it was I mean, how could I make out I hadn't heard it?
I don't know why that sound is always so.
It was like a clap of thunder. I mean, there was no way I could. But you know what? She loved it. She loved. He said, "Oh, I've got a phone call." And he said, "Oh, she loves you." He said, "She absolutely loved you." I said, we had our moments." Because I didn't know whether she'd told him or not.
Yes, I see, yes.
But I think she was meant to let that gas off.
Yes.
Because if she hadn't let that gas off, she was as stiff as a.
Yes. That's so funny. I don't know why that sound is always so funny.
Honestly, a sense of humour.
Yes.
I've had people where they've been told they were going to die, and I say, oh, for goodness sake, I'm sick of hearing it. You're not dead yet. Now get on the bed. And as I've said that, I hadn't put the pegs properly in the bed, the healing bed. He's in New Zealand now, this guy. He fell off the bed and his arms and legs went off up the wall do you know what? The tears was rolling down my face. I couldn't help it. And I mean, we still laugh about it today. This was 20 years ago. He's still going strong. Anyway, he said, He said, "You're determined you're going to kill me, aren't you?" One way or another. But you see what I'm saying?
Yes, the humour.
The
Yeah.
humour. Anyway, with that, we're going and we will come back. We'll probably be talking about, what do you think? Either police cases that I've worked on or anti-aging.
Yeah, well, please, yeah, both are interesting. Yes.
Yes, we'll make up our mind and let people know.
Okay.
Because you were involved in some very interesting moments with police
Yeah.
case, weren't you?
Yes.
Were you involved with St James's Palace one or not? But you were certainly involved with the Jessica and Holly.
Yes.
And on that note, we will
Okay.
leave you to think about that. True stories in the afternoon. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. And
Bye-bye.
thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Cam. It's lovely. Thank you.
Bye.